Now it come the time to start and design our card one-page website. So we're gonna go and add the elements in here. We're gonna start with the header. So this is the default text that is added by card. So I will just delete this because we are going to go and add our header in here. So let's do that. So I will go to the plus sign, and in here we have the options to add the elements. So in here you see that you will have all the elements. You can add text, images, videos, audio, gallery, a timer, a slideshow, form, divider, a table, icons, links, buttons, lists, containers and controls. So for this I will just add a container. Basically container, it's an element that will keep all the other elements that will be added to the page. So I've added a container, and right now in the left side we will see that you have the container options, and in here we will need to create two columns. Basically we will need to create two columns because in the left side we are going to have the logo, and in the right side we will have our menu. I'll put 35% for the left one because this one needs to be smaller. It will only hold our logo. And to add the logo in here, I will just click this and I will go to add the text elements. You can add an image if you have a logo with an image, but for this I will just use the text. And in here you see that I have the text added, and in here you can put your name. Card me, it will be the name of this. This is just to show you how it's looking. Okay, so you have right now the header added, and you have the other element where you will have the menu. I will click on the container in here, and right now we need to do some customizations to this container. And in here you have the appearance. Basically these are some styles that you will apply to different elements, and what the style it's doing, it will use the same settings for the element in case you are using it in multiple places. So in case you are making some configuration in here, if you apply that specific style, it will use the style across all elements. If you are modifying the style, it will apply the style across all elements that you have. We're gonna see exactly how this is working because we are going to use these styles for the containers, text and images to help us create our design and to modify it easily in case we need to do that. So in here in the appearance, let's add an header container, and I will just do it like this. And in here I will set the width, it will be full blend, height it will be auto. So I'll have the height set to auto. For the padding, in here I will not let any vertical padding or horizontal padding. I will let it to 1. Basically this is how we are going to use this. The horizontal, it will make sure that the element will be pushed to the left and the right on the mobile, especially gutters, it will be the same. Margin top auto. Position for the content, it will be center. For the alignment, it will be center in here. So you see that right now all the text has moved to the center. And right now what we need to do next is to go and alter this text. So in here, the same for this text, you have the style options, and in here you have the options to change the color. But before, let me go and also add the color to the header. So in here you have the background and you have the color for the background. And right now we are going to use the colors that we've created. So I will use this first color. I will copy the code. And in here I will place this in there. Right now you see that my header, it will use the color that I specified in here. And then I will move to the header, and in here you have the options to change the color. So for this I will put a white color like this. Then I will put the size of these to be bigger. You can alter the size in the way you like. Weight, it will be how basically the font. if it will be bold. Line spacing, I will add the full letter spacing 0. I will not modify anything in here. Alignment, it will be to the left because I want to push this to the left and this to the right. So you see in here that this moved to the left. And right now let's go and change the font. So I said that I will use the Maven Pro for this. Like this. So right now you see in here that this was modified to use the Maven Pro. So right now if you are saving this and you will check it and see the demo, you see that this is how it will look right now. You have the space in the left and we need to add the menu. So for this I will use a code to add the menu. I have an article in here that will help you create a responsive menu. I've created already a video with this, so you can follow that if you want. But what I will do, I will just copy this code like this. And what I will do, I will go in here and I will add another element in here. I will click the empty thing and add in here the embed element. You see that it was sent in here. I will just drag and drop it in here. And right now you have the type code. It will be the menu, the label. The style, it will be in line, and here I will paste the code. So what we are going to modify in here, first we are going to modify the primary color. This is the color that will have the drop-down menu on the mobile. And to do that, again, I will go and copy the color code from here. And I will just add it in here. Another thing that I will do is to add the menu elements that we need for this. So I will scroll down, and in here in the navigation, we have the options to have the home, you see, about, testimonials, contact. These already are there. So what I will just add, I will copy this about, and I will add a services because we'll have a services section. And I will name it services. And right now I want to also use the font for this, the Maven Pro. So you see in here that I have the main font that is commented. I will decomment this like this, and then I will decomment also the font family in here in the nav. And right now I should go and put the font that I want. I will just fetch it from here. I will use the inspect. And then in the right side, you'll have the font family. So I will just copy it like this. And I will go and add it in here. Okay, use the Maven Pro. I will hit done. I will save this to see how it's looking. Let me see the demo. So you see that right now you have the logo, you have the home services, about, testimonial, contact. And let's do this thing smaller. And you see that you have the menu and you have the colors for this. And let me make this thing bigger again and arrange it a little so you can see better. Like this. So what I will need to do next is to go and arrange this header on mobile. So to do that, I will just select the container like that. And in here you have the mobile options for this. That will be manual, and you see here that you have the stack layout on mobile, and I will set it to default. I will hit done. I'll save this again because I want to see how it's looking. Cannot preview it directly in here with the mobile. We need to save it. So right now, if we're going to make this thing smaller, you will see that you have the menu in the first line. You have the menu in here with all the elements. So right now our header, it's looking nice. You have the padding that was applied to the right. You have the padding to the left. We choose the one options. And right now we finished with the header. And what we will do next is to go and create our hero section. Okay, And in here again, what I will do, I will click in here and I will just use the plus and I will add a container. So basically this will be the container that will be for the hero. And in this section you see that the container, it took the appearance, the style that I had for the one from the header, and what I will do, I'll create a new style in here and I will just put the hero container like this. And right now we can go and modify the things. The first thing that we're going to modify is to change this color, because I want to have the one that is the light one. So I will use this color for the hero. I will just copy the code of this color and I will place it in here. So right now you see that, for instance, you have the blue color, the one that it's lighter in here. And next we are going to go and configure some of the things in here. So this container, it will have two options. Again, it will need to be the columns. And in here, I will choose the two columns layout. You see that you have it in here. The first one needs to be bigger. It will be like 60%. And the image, it's smaller. And that's why for the image, you just need the 40%. You need to have it bigger in the left side to accommodate the text and the other things that I have, like you are seeing in here. And what we will do next is to go and modify the style settings for this. So the weight, it will be full flat. The height of this, let me put it to 15, like this, to be bigger, and add some of the things. The padding, that will be the vertical one. I will set it to auto. Gutters the same. Margin tops, it will remain the same. Position of the content, it will be to the top, because I want everything to start from the top. It will be auto. Alignment, it will be to the left and the top in here. Spacing, it will be the same. Nothing, it will be modified. Padding, I will add the 3 for the vertical one. Basically, this will tell the container to push the elements down. You see that it has some space in here. And right now we should go and add some elements into this container. To start with our hero, you see in here that the first one, it will be the subheading. So dominate web is the name. You can put whatever you want for your thing. And I will just go in here and I will hit the plus. I will choose the text. And in here, again, you will see that you have the elements. And in here, if you go to the first elements, you have the text. And I will put it like this, dominate web. And you see in here that by default, this inherit the style that I had to my header text, which is not okay. I will go to the styles and I will create a special style for this. And this style, it will be called subheader. And right now I will change the color for this. So the color, again, we'll go in here and we have two options. You can use this one or this one. I will choose this one for this, because it's looking good with this. So you see that right now you have the subtitle that was modified, but we need to change some of the things in here. You see that the font has been inherited. You have the options to change the size of this, and we are gonna use the 1 for this, because this needs to be smaller like this. So, but this thing, it's bold. I don't want this to be bold. And in here we'll change the weight and we'll make it regular like this. You see that right now it's looking more nice, and it's similar with what we're seeing in here. Next, we're going to go and add the second title. I'll copy this. Okay, I will hit in here. I will need to add again a text. Again, I will put the text in here. And again, you'll see that it will inherit the elements that it has from the previous heading. And what I will do, I will go to the style and I will create a new style for this. And this it will be the main hash, main header, like this. The color it will be the same, font it will be the same. Size for this right now I will put it to 2 like this. The weight for this I will put it to medium because I want to be different from the one that we're seeing in here. And let's see what we have. Okay, it can be even semi-bold like this to be in more contrast with everything. So the header to evidentiate what we're trying to have in here. Okay, you can modify, for instance, for this, you have another options. For instance, you can modify the line spacing like this to be smaller. You can modify the letter spacing if you want. So I will make it like this. Do not have that much distance between the letters. Okay. Indent, margins, appearance, everything it will be let us the default one. Right now we will need to go and add the text for our service in here. Again, I will hit the plus and I will add the text element. Again, you see that the text has been inherited with the last one that we have. And right now we'll create another style for this, and this it will be the black text. And in here we need to change the color of this text. We'll make it to be like black. I don't want to be fully black. I want to have like a nonce of black to be easier to read. And I'll just add the text so you can see how it's looking in here. Right now you see that you have the text, but it's not okay because it's too big and we need to make it like this. And we are going to go and change this again in the style. Font it will be the same, and in here you will have the options to change the size of this. Okay, I will let it to 1. The thing is that right now this is semi-bold. I will put it with regular. Right now it's looking like this. You can make it even smaller. Okay, to look nicer like this. Okay, so you see that right now you have the subheading, the main heading, you have the text in here. Again, you can play around with this and you can change the line spacing if you want, letter spacing and so on, but it's looking okay right now. And the next element that we need to add is to add the buttons. So I will go in here, we have the buttons. So you see that the buttons have been added right now in this section. And right now we will have 2 buttons. So if we click the button, you see in the left side in here, you have the buttons and you have the options to add another button. So first one, it will be services, the label. And in this area, you have the URL. If it's in the same area of the website, you can do it with hash like services. If you have another website or page, you can do it in there. And in here, we can set the color background for this. And let's see, we have the second button. I will put it in here like courses. I want to sell courses, and in here you can put your URL to your course that you have. So right now this is looking like this, which is not that good. We need to style this and make it look as we want. So in here, if we're going to go to services, you have some options to add some background color and hover color. And for this, we're just going to add the color of this, the main color that we have from the header. We're going to add it for the main color. So I will go in here for the background and I will paste the color. And right now you will see that you have this color, but it doesn't do anything on hover. So we need to add something for hover, and for hover again I will use something from here. I'll use this lighter one. and I will add it for hover in here. And right now, if you're going to check, you'll see that this is looking like this. And the other thing that we need to do in here is to add some space between these buttons and the text because they are too close, and make the corners rounded. You can also add the hover color in here for the second one if you want. So like this. So I will let the default one for the background, and in here for hover I will just make it like this. So to have like a more nice and see that you are in here on the button. And let's go, and right now go to styles. In here again you can add appearances in the styles. For this you can add also an icon if you want from here, icon plus label like this. I'll just show you. And again you have the options to change the label color, you can change the icon and other things. What we're interested in here is the corner rounding. So I want to have this rounded, and I've added a corner rounding. So we see that right now this is looking like this, but it don't have space between the elements. And let me go and add some space. Let me see in here. Okay. Layout will be row to be one in another. And you have the margins in here that we're going to use. And I will set the 0.5, and you see that right now you have some space between the elements. And if we're going to save this, we'll see how it's looking. So right now this is starting to look okay. You see you have the header in here, you have the hero with the elements. And if you're going to check them on mobile, you'll see that they are looking good also on mobile. We are going to do some customization in here to see how we can modify them also. Okay, so right now I have this. What I need to do next is to go and add an image. And in this second column in here, in the empty one, I will select it like this, and I will go and choose the image. You see that was added in here. I will just drag and drop it in here. And right now you have this image. What I will do, I will just upload an image. I will, in the left side in here, it have the sidebar, and the first option it will be to upload the image. And I have here some images created with AI that I'm going to check. And this is the options to add the image. You see in here that you can crop it if you want. And you have some options. You can add some effects and adjustments, but I will just add the default image. I will not crop it. It will be just like the default one that I have. So you see that right now you have the image added in here. It is recommended to add an alt text for this image. So in here, you just add the alt for the image. You have the options to add a link URL. So if someone will click the image to go somewhere if you want. So for this image, for the accessibility on the Google SEO, I will add the Carmi services. It's just the name. You can add your alt text for this, and in here you have the style options. Again, in here you have the options to set an appearance with a style. I will add the style. It will be the hero image, just in case I need to use the same settings in the other places to use that. And in here you have the options to set the width for this. So I'll make it like 19 to be bigger. The height I will let it automatically to change automatically when I resize this. You have the option to add a shape, rectangle, it will be okay. You can add borders, drop shadows if you want. I will not add any of these things in here. You can add margins. Alignment, I want this thing to be in the center like this, because on the mobile you'll see that it will be pushed to the center also. Right now I will save this and let's see how this is looking. I don't like to check it in here, I just like to save it and see exactly how it's looking on the front end. And right now you see that you have the hero created, or at least the first part. And let's go and see how it's looking on mobile. So you see that on mobile you have the elements and everything gets stuck together, and I want the image to be down. I don't want the image to be in the right side. It's looking strange. And to do that, we just go in here and we are going to go to the container. We're just selecting it and we have some options for the mobile. It's automatic and manual. And for the layout, I will use the stack. So what this will do, it will just not have the elements in row, it will stack them like this. I will hit save and let's see how it's looking on the mobile. Okay. So you see in here that right now all the elements have been stacked. You have this in the left side. Of course, you can alter so this if you want to be on the center, but I will let it like this. I want to be in the left and the image to be in the center. And the buttons to be like this, also to be in row for the mobile because it's okay like this. So right now you have the hero added, and we need to go and add the other elements in here. Let me close this. And in here you see that you have other elements, like you have a subheading in here, and in here you have some logos with like maybe you're featured in some of the things, or maybe you're having already some customers and you can feature these things in there. And for this we are going to need to go and add the elements. So to add elements, you need to add another container, because like this, you can do it in card without using code and everything like that. This container, it has 2 columns, and we need one container that will have one column that will have our text, and we need another container that will have our 3 columns with the logos. And let's go another container in here. So you see that right now the container style has been set from the above one, and what I will do for this one, I will set it to none because I don't want to use any style. I will not create any style for this container. And in here I will change the height for this to be auto. I will remove the padding to be 0. Okay. And what I will also change is the alignment. It will be center. And other elements should remain the same in here. And right now we just need to add the text. Add the text. And right now you see that the text has been added in here. I will go and copy the text from here to add it. And let's go. And I will change the text. The first option it will be, you see that the text has been changed. The next options that we're going to do is to go to the settings, and we're going to apply the subheading. So when you do that, you'll see that the things that were set it for the subheading, it were already created in here, but that text is aligned to center. So right now I will just select none, and I will go and put this thing to center. Okay, like this. So right now I have the where trusted by, it is looking the same as in here. And the next thing that we are going to do is to go and add another container that will have our 3 logos. And I will choose again the container. And in here for the container, we'll go to the container settings, and it will have columns. By default, we use 2 columns. I will add another column. So right now we have 3 columns in here, like this. And what we should do next is to go and add our images. So I will select this first one, and I will go in here and I will add an image. And you see that the image inherits the option for the other one, because you have the big height and everything with the width and so on. And to change this, we'll create another style, and I will put the logo image like this. I will change the height for this Sorry, I'll change the width for this like this. Let me add some images in here and then we can change them and see how it's looking. I will go and upload the image. I have the images in here, so I have the SVG ones. Okay, so you see that right now this is looking nicer. So you can go and, for instance, alter the width as you like. If you want to make these things bigger, I'll put it like 10, like this, to be bigger because I have only 3. And right now, if you will add all the other images, add image, drag and drop it in here, you choose the second one, it should keep all of the other images. Let me put the second image and it will keep the same size and everything because it will have the logo image style added. If you're modifying it, will modify all of them. We're gonna see that. In here, I will add another image, the third logo. Okay. So right now this is looking like this. What I will like to do is to add some space for this to be more space in the between these elements. So I will select the container and I will go to style, and in here you have the vertical padding. So yeah, it will be something like this. You can set it to 1 to look nicer. And right now I will hit done and I will hit save. Okay, right now let's check the demo and see how it's looking. So you see that in this way it's looking on the desktop. So it doesn't look bad at all. It looks quite nice. And right now let's go and see what is happening on mobile on the other sizes, and you see that the sizes are changed, and right now you see that you have this, but this is added in a stack. So what I will do, I will just go and modify this because I don't want to have them in a stack. I don't like how it's looking like this. Let me make this bigger. I will select this container. And for this container, I will go to the mobile settings. Okay, manual. In here you have the stack. I will use the default one. I will hit done. I will hit save. And right now, let's see how we did. Again, it's looking nice in here. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, okay. So you see that right now on mobile, they're in a row, they are not stacking together. And yeah, the design is looking good so far. And next we're going to go and add the other elements from the page. We're gonna add this and we're gonna add this in the next video. So I hope you enjoyed this small tutorial and you understand better how Carrd is working, how we can design a clean hero section for your one-page website in Carrd. See you in the next tutorial.